I think we've all heard the adage to lead by example. Well, our guest will soon release his first major book titled The Champion Leader. Let's welcome back speaker and author Christopher Connors. Good to have you back.
Great to be here. Thanks, Layla.
Congratulations. So your book is going to be released in May. We're here to talk about the contents of the book, and you talk a lot about leadership skills. So how is this book different from your previous scribe?
This is a deeper dive into emotional intelligence, and I think of it as kind of personal development meeting EQ. And the centerpiece of the book is really about you, why, and your organization. The you is all about self-awareness. The why is having that purpose and motivation. Your organization is how you bring your best out to bring the best out in others.
And how do you do that? Because, certainly you have to show initiative. You have to carry things out. But just to rally the troops, I think we're seeing kind of a lull in morale all over the country, and it's really hard to get people motivated. Certainly the pandemic didn't help. So we're facing challenges, I think, that we never faced before.
It begins with the inner work. I mean, that's part of my message in the book, is that if we start to look out first at others and not looking ourselves in the mirrors to take care of ourselves, we're going to fall short. Mm-hmm. So if we're the best for ourselves by being self-aware, knowing our strengths, knowing our values, knowing all of the things that make us tick, mm-hmm. motivating factors, we can understand and help to cultivate those motivating factors in others. We can be empathetic and try to bring out the best in others by starting first at home with us.
And bringing out the best in others, so knowing when to celebrate others' skills and accomplishments that you personally don't possess, right? So maybe putting the ego aside a little bit, and because they always say with leadership, it's knowing how to tap into those talents that make you more successful.
It's a big message of everything that the champion leadership is about. It's leading with humility, but appreciating, recognizing, engaging with others. I talk about that the three big problems right now facing every organization are: how do we attract, how do we engage, and how do we retain? Well, how do you do that? Well, obviously there's the hygiene factors like pay, there's title, there's basic things like that obviously matter to everybody. Yeah. But at the end of the day, what we keep seeing in research, what I'm hearing every single day, is people want to feel appreciated, mm-hmm. and people want to feel recognized. One of the biggest sources of why people are leaving organizations is because they feel that leadership lacks empathy. Mm-hmm. Like literally, they're just not taking the time to reach out to them and engage with them and let them know that they're a valuable piece of the organization.
And take California, for instance. They've raised the minimum wage to $20 an hour, which I don't know how that's going to be sustainable in this climate. However, you say hygiene being what someone is paid to do a job, but to also understand, okay, these are jobs that are typically done not as a career. They are a job. They are a means to an end. I just recently read another story where a major retailer wanted to pay a prospective applicant $12 an hour, and he said, no thank you. Different words, of course, but essentially it was a no thank you, take this job and shove it. So, what about for the person who is being led? What are some of the things that they need to remember and maybe, be a leader within themselves in an organization?
There has to be an investment in that person's career development. Mm-hmm. So I know one of the organizations that stands out actually is like Enterprise Car Rental. Like, they've been renowned for years for having a great training program. They're teaching you basic management skills, but they're teaching you leadership skills. So are you willing to make that investment in maybe not getting a super high salary right out the box, mm-hmm. but however, you're going to be getting equipped with skills, which when we think about it, what do great organizations look for? They know that they can teach certain how to do the job skills, but they're looking for the EQ skills. They're looking for how motivated and self-aware this individual is, and they're looking for someone that can come in, assimilate into the culture, and help build camaraderie within that culture.
And self-aware, that's an interesting point. There's a lot of people who are not self-aware.
And I think it's important to define what it is. So self-awareness really does come back to, it's how we perceive others to see us. So especially being on television, it's reading the room, it's engaging with others, right? Getting feedback.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest part of self-awareness that we start with ourselves, but it's getting feedback from others and hearing, hey, how am I doing? How did I do in this? But a lot of it begins with how we perceive others, how we recognize and understand our own emotions.
Yeah.
And building that foundation, I talk about having a game plan, your passion, values, purpose, mission, and the goals that you set. Mm-hmm. If you have a rock solid structure and you intimately know who you are, you're going to proceed with confidence. And confidence is what employers are looking for.
Yeah, indeed. A huge point. All right, so your book is being released May 7th. where can people find it?
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, really anywhere that books are sold. This is my first major published book. It's my third book. This one's being published through Wiley, and I have some really incredible people. I have 3 different New York Times bestselling authors that have endorsed it: Marshall Goldsmith, Angie Morgan Wachowski. So I'm super excited, and I hope you check it out.
Congratulations. And you're
Thank
also
you,
a speaker, so people can also find you where?
ChristyConnors.com. Yeah, I've spoken at a number of organizations here in Charleston,
Yes.
and certainly travel quite a bit around the country, so always welcome those opportunities.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Layla.
We're back after this.